Hello to all and to all. Hello. I'm going to call this meeting to order. I'm going to pass it off to Senator Page for roll call. I apologize, Secretary Page for roll call.
Senator Hebb, Senator Orjaka, Senator Coburn, Senator Andrews, Senator Adam, Senator Beville, Senator Okafor, Senator Meyer, Senator Kirkby, Senator Otiocha, Senator Campbell, Senator Crisply,
Here.
Senator Kelly, Senator Parchman,
Here.
Senator Francis, Senator Allie Barnes, Senator Young, Senator Chidinma, Senator Obiora, Senator George, Senator Lopez, Senator Yazak, Senator DeSharla, Senator Villalobos, Senator Gomez, Senator Stefanski, Senator Ontiveros, Senator Lubale, Senator White.
Thank you, everyone. Let's go through the approval of the minutes. These are minutes from last week's meeting. I entertain a motion to vote on last week's minutes. All those in favor of last week's minutes, please raise your hand. All opposed, please raise your hand. Any abstentions? Thank you, everyone. That passed. Let's see. Is anybody here for open forum? Seeing none. We do not have anybody here today for speakers podium. Let's see. So I'm going to open up officers' reports. President Schwartz at the moment is very sick, so I'm going to be leading the meeting today. For my voice report, I've been pretty busy, so I've not been in office that much. I do apologize, but I will send out messages in the group meet tomorrow regarding events committee and also having those solidified plans I've been doing for the past few weeks. Moving on to Secretary Page.
Okay, Secretary Page. I've also been really busy this past week with classes. So I haven't been in the office much. The main things I've been doing is working to keep up with our social media because different departments or organizations on campus will, send a post and be like, hey, can you share this on a story, get the word out. So I've been keeping up with that and kind of trying to get some ideas together for some posts that I'd like to get up in the coming weeks. So yeah, thank you.
Treasurer Mercado, I've been responding to emails from student organizations. We have been getting so many requests in that we are already booked for this upcoming meeting, for the SGA meeting this Thursday, and we're taking more requests to continue on to next meeting, which would be the week after that. Besides that, keeping up with the budget, stuff is already getting done, so.
Chief of Staff Richardson, I've been processing absence requests that have been coming in. One thing I was tasked with was to kind of create the guidelines for the we still coming up with a good name for it, but basically just the tabling that we were going to do for each constituency so they can reach out to all the students that they represent in SGA. I kind of use some of the SGAC guidelines as a bit of a base because it's a similar kind of system where you guys will come to us during e-board meetings and request funds. There's $150 per constituency per semester that you guys will be receiving, and that's subject to change in future semesters, but that's just where we're starting right now. Basically, all you guys will need to do according to the guidelines is come to one of our meetings, present an itemized list of everything you want us to give you. It can be perishable or non-perishable or consumable, I think is the word that we used, which means if it's reusable, we will be taking it back after you're done with it to use in future. What's up? Oh. Okay, I'll talk about it more later in my chief of staff report or outside of the chief of staff report, but that's what I've been working on. So I'll pass it off. Sorry about that.
Okay, moving on to committee reports. Events committee has not met yet this week, but more information will be sent out tomorrow. Please keep a lookout. I will be putting something on the main SGA group me and also events committee group me. Moving on to communications.
Communication has not yet met this week. I'm gonna try and now that I finally have my full clinical schedule laid out, the date that we originally had for our meetings doesn't work anymore, but now I can at least say which days do work. So we're gonna work for that. I'll make an announcement at the end of the meeting.
Senator Arajeka, last week, SJC met with 4 organizations, ASHRAE for their career fair prep resume workshop event on the 30th at 12 p.m. They were approved for $89 in Walmart items. The Muslim Student Association for their general body meeting on 5th February. They were approved for up to $126 in Walmart and Bruno's Pizza. Black Student Association for their Valentine's Day goodie bag community event. They were approved for $65 in Walmart items. Minorities in Business for the Empowering Minorities event on 12th February at 5:30 p.m. They were approved for up to $200 in Chick-fil-A and Walmart items. We already have a full agenda for this week's meeting with 4 organizations, BSA, First Gen, Logos and Women in Math and Science, and have more requests already for the week after. We are in major need of more committee members. We meet every Thursday starting at 4 p.m. So if you're interested, please contact Treasurer McCardo for more information. Thank you.
Chief of Staff Richardson for Rules Committee. We'll be meeting tomorrow for the first time at 11.
Unfortunately, Senator Kirkby is not in attendance today. However, she did want me to say for ESC committee report that TJC is having an Arbor Day on January 31st from 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. And if anyone wants to sign up, please contact her. Please talk to me afterwards. We're happy to help. Moving on to student voice reports. Is anyone here from the College of Nursing?
Senator Okafor, so the start of the school year for nursing students started on the 2nd, but officially began on January 6th. And we also began testing on the 4th floor of the library for all levels. My meeting with Dr. Haas, Dr. Chilton, and Dr. Ruel will be tomorrow. However, I have gotten word that our new CRNA program will have students graduating in the program also obtain their nurse practitioner license in addition to the CRNA license. And I'm working with Dr. Ruel on a video for nursing students in leadership positions to give nursing students a little bit more encouragement to get engaged on campus.
All right, is anyone else here from the College of Nursing? Seeing none, we're going to move on to College of Pharmacy.
Senator Chilton, it's gonna be a little long, I'm sorry. Senator Kirby's not here, but she mentioned in our previous meetings that our dean stepped down a few months ago. Dr. Cho, which was a faculty before, is our new interim dean, and the plan in the future in the next couple of months is to start interviewing for a new dean that's gonna take the permanent role, and also she has expressed that she may continue the role permanently. She started this new thing called Dean's Advisory Council, where we met on Thursday, January 16th. One of the things we're discussing is we're having our accreditation visit from the board, March 4th. They're coming to evaluate, how compliant we are with things and improve the quality of our education. It doesn't mean that we're doing anything bad, but just an 8-year visit type of things. She's bringing on Dr. Stein. She's known for helping UT Austin College of Pharmacy get through theirs last year, so she's gonna help us prep like with questions and what to expect. The second thing we talked about is we're trying to incorporate other pharmacy schools have a PharmD MBA program, and that's one of the things we don't have here. So we're bridging with pharmacy and business building to try to make that dual degree program for students. The dean of the Office of Academic Affairs, she stepped down. Her name was Dr. Dunn. We have a new person, Dr. Marsh, and he's working to establish like connection with the students and having those one-on-one meetings. Between yesterday and today, I was able to meet with the 3 cohorts on our campus, which is roughly under 70 students. The P4s, they're all doing rotations and practicing as pharmacists, so I wasn't able to talk to them. But some of the concerns they have is as of like August 2024, I believe that's when it started. We started sharing our building with the undergrad students. And it's not that we mind having undergrad students, but one of the big concerns has been the lack of like respect for the pharmacy building. We've had students skateboarding through campus, through our hallways. Our room upstairs, where it's supposed to be our break room, it's like dirty all the time, and then they leave it that way with food and everything. And then just yelling through the hallways as we're trying to learn. It's a problem with our education because we can't like concentrate when everybody's yelling through the hallway. And our windows are open so we can see outside, and it's kind of like a distraction. The dean expressed that this may be a concern with our accreditation visit because when they come to visit the building, they're not aware that we have undergrads on the first floor. So that's gonna weigh into our like evaluation as well. One of the other concerns was our first floor where the Starbucks was previously at. Students were interested in maybe having like the convenience store where we can sell like the swoop and go over there with UT Tyler merch, pharmacy, and like general merch. I feel like we felt like it was a good business decision because it benefits students on that side of campus. And since we share with the undergrad, it's not just for pharmacy students, it'll be for everyone. Instead of walking all the way across, and it benefits pharmacy students specifically because we're in class 8 to 5 and we won't have to walk across campus. 2 health concerns that we had is that our building is freezing cold and we sit in one room from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We don't move, our professors do. So the cold like gets colder and colder as the day goes on. And then our rooms are not being cleaned or sanitized on a routine basis. And for students that are practicing good health, it's like a big concern for many of them. And as some of them said, it's like an ick. Those are their words, not mine. Another concern was parking, which I'm not going to get into because that's a unanimous concern for everybody. And lastly, students expressed gratitude for the new idea of the food truck located by the library. They want to thank the campus, and they're pleased with the time that was selected because it runs during our lunch, which is from 1 to 2. So it makes it easy for us to participate and utilize the things that we offer on campus since we're fortunate to be located on the main campus.
Thank you for your voice report. Is there anyone else here from the College of Pharmacy? Seeing none, we're going to move on to Seoul's College of Business.
Hello, Senator Campbell. Seoul's College of Business hosted an ethics bowl hosted by the Center for Ethics. It was held this past weekend for high school students, and we are also looking into planning our tabling event, and we are scheduling a meeting with Dean Swinburg to confirm his attendance, and everything's bright and peachy over here. So that's it.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here from the College of Business? Seeing none, I entertain a motion to open old business. Does anyone have anything to say for old business? Seeing none, I entertain a motion to close old business. I entertain a motion to open new business. Perfect. Let's see. We do have a couple of people here who want to run for a senator special election. First off, we have for the College of Engineering, Yvonne Maldonado. Oh, I apologize. I entertain a motion to open senator special elections. Okay. We have a couple people here who want to run for a senator position. Does Chief of Staff Richardson want to continue explaining what's going on?
Chief of Staff Richardson, so we're having a special election. What position is this one for specifically?
It's gonna be a bunch of different ones.
Okay, so we're gonna go through each position individually and do elections for each. Each senator who wants to be elected will have a chance to speak in front of the audience. Whenever we come for election time, you'll step out, we'll deliberate, and then you'll come in whenever we finish deliberating and have come to a decision. So that's pretty much it. It's very simple.
For them speaking.
For these specifically. For discussions.
Right now, we are checking how long each person has to speak. So whenever I call your name, you will be presented up here to the front. You will state your case. And then you will be asked to leave the room and your decision will be made once you enter. And we can also ask questions and have a discussion-based conversation determining your results. And then you will leave the room. Please stand by. There is no time limit. I apologize for the confusion. Is Yvonne Maldonado here for the College of Engineering? Seeing none. Next up, Hayden Burns for Honors College. Please step up.
Good evening, Senators. My name is Hayden Burns, and I stand before you tonight asking for your vote to join this distinguished body. I appreciate the work done by the Student Government Association, and I'm enthusiastic to have the opportunity to see your vote to join. I'm a freshman biochemistry major in the Honors College who is deeply passionate about this university. I'm a proud graduate of the UT Tyler University Academy, and given that roots, I am here wanting to serve and give back to the institution that has already given me so much in my life, even as a freshman. I believe in two things: communication and collaboration. I want to be able to communicate and speak with those who I serve and be able to hear their voice and hear the things that they want to say so that I can represent them to the best of my ability. I thank you all here tonight for hearing my case. And tonight I ask for one thing: your trust. I ask that you trust me and trust my ability to come here and serve you and serve our students here at this university. I ask for your vote. I ask that you vote for me today so that I can be here and be a peer to you, and that I can serve you to the best of my ability along with our constituents. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions?
Sorry about that. Senator Lopez, I was just curious because when I was in student council, I think our student councils used to be in the same district. And so we would attend similar meetings. And so I was wondering, do you have previous experience in student government? And if so, what positions have you held or what events did you guys usually throw?
When I was a freshman in high school, I served on my speech. Oh, yes, of course. Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Thank you. When I was a freshman, I served on the student council at my high school as a freshman representative. While that is my council, I also have experience in competitive debating. I competed in congressional debate for 3 years, placing at state, and I was also a state Lincoln Douglas debater, which gives me some familiarity with the
Secretary Page. Hello? There we go. Okay, Secretary Page. I was just kind of wondering, like, what are some of the goals or not necessarily issues that you'd want to fix, but like what would you want to improve upon? What would you do for your constituents?
I think we need to. I think we need to give our constituents a voice. They need to be more aware of what our student government does and the role that it serves so that they know that they have a voice in people who represent them. I think currently in the way it is that some people don't even know that the student government exists. And that's something that has to be changed in order for this body to be effective. People have to know about them and know their representatives, and the representatives need to have a voice.
Does anyone else have any more questions? Seeing none, we're gonna start. We're gonna start a discussion. I ask that you please follow Chief of Staff Richardson out of the room so we can begin our discussion. Okay, now that they have exited the room, do we have any thoughts, comments, questions, or concerns? Yes.
Hey guys, it's Senator Barnes. So I actually know Hayden personally, great guy. He's so connected to the community, to the freshman class. Like any person that I'm friends with, he's friends with, and any person that I'm not friends with, he is friends with. That's kind of the guy that I describe him to be. Super goal driven and just student oriented. And I think that's something, as an honor senator, I think that that's something that we could collaborate on and just improve on as senators. I think that he could provide a lot of stability and support to the Senate, especially in the honor seat. Thank you.
Senator Young, although I do not know Hayden personally, we did Model UN together, and so I just kind of got to interact with him at that, and that also took place at UT Tyler, and I saw how he respected other people's beliefs and opinions, and just how he conducted himself was like very well mannered, and so I think he would be a great addition to SGA.
Any more comments, questions, or concerns? Seeing none, I entertain a motion to vote for Honors College Senator. Okay, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Please put your hands down. All opposed, please raise your hand. Thank you. Are there any abstentions? Please raise your hand. All right, we're gonna ask. I apologize about that. We're gonna ask them to step back in. Please clap whenever they step back in. Congratulations, you're a new senator for Honors College.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to College of Arts and Sciences. Is Isaiah Hamilton here? Okay, please step forward.
Hello, my name is Isaiah Hamilton, and I am running for senator for the College of Arts and Sciences. I am currently a freshman and am a social work major with a minor in theater studies. I would like to be appointed to the College of Arts and Sciences position because I feel like I have what it takes to solve the problems and concerns that arise with the CAS position. As I also said before, I am a freshman, so even though I do have less experience, I would love to learn more about this position and of the leadership roles that this position undergoes. And since I am a social work major, I am in the College of Arts and Sciences building almost every day. And so, and I can potentially address problems while I am in there before class or after class. It just depends. But if there is any problems that arise, I will do my very best to answer it. If you appoint me for this position, I will do my very best to uphold the virtues of this school, this role, and of SGA. Thank you.
Okay, do we have any thoughts, comments, questions, or concerns?
Hey, Senator Barnes again. So you said you think you have the potential to like serve your community. I was just curious in what ways you have experience in serving your community and how you'll serve UT Tyler.
So back home, we had this thing called Solution, so where we go out to the community and help with houses and stuff like that. That's one way. So like people that are in need, like the homeless population in Tyler, something like that, we can help give them some place to live if possible, or we can even help them like with social work. We do clinic under the bridge, and so what we do is like every Saturday we go to I'm trying to remember what street it's off of. Anyways, we go and like at like 9 in the morning, give them food, give them clothes, whatever they need, and then we do worship, and then we just pray over them and stuff like that. And I think if we do more things like that, then we'll be fine.
How would you advocate for those changes?
I would say that as a community, even like UT Tyler and Tyler as a whole, it's our duty to help everyone in need. And if someone's struggling, we should get them the shirt off our back and stuff like that. So
Are there any issues like currently in the College of Arts and Science that you think like those would be like your priorities? Those are like what you want to address?
no.
Are there any more comments, questions, or concerns?
Senator Villalobos here. Can anyone hear me? Okay, good. What's your main goal behind the position of College of Arts and Science?
Because I know College of Arts and Sciences isn't really known. I mean, we're known for nursing, or we're known for business, or we're known for pharmacy and things like that. And so I'm hoping to further spread across campus. I'm hoping to further let the trying to think how to word that. The CAS, like College of Arts and Sciences as a whole, we're trying to build the program up and to yeah, just trying to build it up.
Does anyone else have any more questions? Seeing none, I'm gonna have to ask you to step out with Chief of Staff Richardson while we begin our discussion. Okay, let's begin our discussion. Does anyone have any comments, any discussion-based conversation they would like to have?
Senator White here. So I actually work with him in the University Center, and he has always been a very good coworker and always there to help whenever there is something that is needed done, and always there to be like, hey, what do you need? I'm here. I think he would be a good fit here. I think he is willing to do what it takes to help and wants to build his program up, like as we all do here in this room, I hope. And so, yeah.
Senator Andrews, I know Isaiah really well. As I've spent maybe a good 4 or 5 weeks at the beginning of the semester getting to know him. So to join my frat, not just for funsies. Well, I like the guy. I'm not just saying like just because, but he overall he's always been someone to just volunteer for things for first. Like anytime I've ever asked for volunteer for something, he volunteers first. He's overall just a really good person. Honestly, if I needed someone to like hold a position that would go to their meetings actually and meet with their dean and have like constructive conversations, I think he'd be a good fit.
Senator Lubale. Again, also attesting to Isaiah's character. I was an orientation leader this past summer, and he was one of the freshmen that came through. And I remember one of our service projects that we did with our color family. He was very adamant on taking the initiative when it came to doing our service projects. And as he was saying, like, I think he said giving, like he would give the shirt off his back to people. That just spoke volumes to me. I'm interested to see what service projects he's interested in doing in. Because I think someone asked him what he did when he was in high school or something. And yeah, I'm just interested to see in what service projects he's going to do here around Tyler, because I know there is a lot of homeless population here, and I feel like it'd be, with everything going on in the world, I feel like it'd be a good thing to see in our community. So yeah.
Senator Orajeka here. I just wanted to say that as like I'm a senator of the College of Arts and Science, I think I'd really like him to be like my co-senator. His speech really resonated with me, and I just want to say like I like him. Yeah.
We have.
Senator Villalobos here. Yeah, Isaiah is a very well-driven person. He has a lot of goals that he wants to accomplish. I was his manager at one point before he transitioned departments, and he was always the first person to step up to help me with schedules, overall, anything that I needed help with. Yeah, I'm just very excited to see what he has for this opportunity.
Do we have any more thoughts, comments, or questions? Okay, I entertain a motion to vote for College of Arts and Sciences Senator. Okay, all those in favor of Isaiah Hamilton for College of Arts and Sciences Senator, please raise your hand. Okay, please put your hands down. All those opposed, please raise your hand. Okay, any abstentions, please raise your hand. All right, I'm going to ask them to come back inside, and when they do, please clap your hands. Congratulations, you're a new College of Arts and Sciences Senator.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Do we have Kendrick Morris here? Yes, he's here for the Longview Campus Senator position.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kendrick Morris. I'm level 2 College of Nursing student on the Longview campus. I did decide to write down my thoughts because the email did say 1 to 2 minutes. Um, I am running for a seat as the Longview campus senator. In short, I believe that the Longview campus should have a representative that has an ear to hear the issues and concerns from the students and be willing to advocate for the greatest well-being of the student body without compromising the standard of excellence for our UT Tyler program. In order to do this, the senator must have firsthand knowledge of what it feels like to participate in the rigor and the stress of the School of Nursing. You know what I'm talking about. Uh, but also understand that the methods that are used, they shape our nursing program as one of the top nursing schools in the country. And they are driven by evidence-based methods that help develop successful nurses of the future. Like I said, I am a level 2 student, and I continue to build these relationships across the levels 1 all the way through 4. And I have established rapport with the instructors and the faculty to be just that bridge. As a result, I have been asked by faculty and staff to represent to the incoming BSN class, to attend the Texas Students Nurses Association, and to attend the Nursing Policy Summit in Washington, D.C. this year. So finally, I hope that my presence here indicates my desire to fill this role, seeing that I have a major population health exam in the morning. And I hope that the backing of the Longview campus faculty, as well as Dr. Hobbs, Dr. Chilton, Dr. Ruel, excuse me, I hope that shows that I have the support of my campus and the College of Nursing. Some of my background is Angelina County Voters League Chairman of the Social Action Committee. I did serve as freshman SGA Senator years ago. Don't ask me how many, just a few. But I've also served as a community leader in Lufkin for over 17 years. If you can't tell by my projection of my voice, yes, I did pastor for 17 years. But I was also a teacher. I was a teacher at Lufkin High School, and I was awarded. I did have the privilege to be awarded Secondary Teacher of the Year and District Secondary Teacher of the Year because I was a bridge to all of our students. I was the soccer announcer for the boys and girls JV and varsity teams. I served as mentor with Gear Up. I served as also the announcer for the JV and varsity football team. And wherever I could build a bridge between students and between faculty, I was there. I'm almost done. I also worked as a mental health professional, served individuals with developmental disabilities. And I believe that I would be able to bridge that gap between students and faculty members and continue to build community within the nursing program throughout all levels and across all campuses, Tyler, Longview, and Palestine. And I leave with this. You're going to ask me, what is my vision? What is my goal? One nursing school, one vision, one standard of excellence, 3 locations.
Thank you so much. Do we have any thoughts, comments, questions, or concerns?
Senator Okafor, I was just wondering why you picked the Longview as your senator position seat instead of School of Nursing.
I am at the Longview campus currently, and I really feel that the Longview has something really special. Longview campus has something really special to offer. My experience there has been just phenomenal. I know that Tyler has a lot of voices, and I felt that Longview needed a voice. And if I'm being totally honest, I didn't know that the Tyler campus didn't need a voice anyway. However, I'm at Longview. To add to that, I really doesn't think it matters where I am, because if I'm in Longview, I'm still working for Tyler. That's my honest answer.
Do we have any more thoughts? Seeing none, I'm gonna have you follow Chief of Staff Richardson to please exit the room.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, let's begin our discussion. Does anyone have any comments, questions, concerns?
Okay. So as y'all know, we do have School of Nursing seats. We also have Longview and Palestine seats. These aren't necessarily Longview School of Nursing, Palestine School of Nursing. We have School of Nursing and then the separate campuses, similar to how like we have like residency positions. So while he wouldn't necessarily work directly with nursing, that is the entire population over there. I definitely think there could and should be some overlap in between the nursing senators and the campus senators, because unfortunately we're all on, or we and those who are still senators are on this campus, so it is kind of hard to get a perspective of like what's life like over there for them. So I think it's a really good thing we don't have any representatives for either Longview or Palestine currently.
Senator White, I am going to be honest. I've been here for 3 years, and the things I've heard about Longview is like zero. So having somebody come in that has, knowledge from over there, I think it would be very beneficial to hear what students over there think too, and hopefully one day get a Palestine representative over here too. I think that's something that we, as a student body, really do need to hear everybody's voice.
Senator Otiocha, I just wanted to add that I think he's a great fit because just him being here is dedication. I mean, it's more than like 45 minutes to an hour drive to be here at 6 p.m. this evening, and he did say he had an exam tomorrow. So that just shows how, interested he is in bridging that gap with students over there.
Does anyone else have any thoughts, comments, questions, or concerns? Seeing no more questions, I'm going to entertain a motion to vote for Kendrick Morris for Longview Campus Senator. All those approve, please raise your hand. Okay, please put your hands down. All those opposed, please raise your hand. Thank you. Any abstentions, please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna ask them to come back inside, and when they come back inside, please clap. Congratulations, you're a new Longview Senator. Okay, is Anthony Hernandez here? All right, please step up. He's here for the Ornelas Hall Senator position.
Howdy, how y'all doing today? Oh my God. I gotta hear you on the Oh my, okay. Yeah, no, my bad. I already have a really loud voice, so I don't want to be like screaming at y'all. But anyways, my name's Anthony Hernandez. I'm a CAP student here at UT Tyler. My major is informatics, more specifically human-centered data science. And I'm interested in being in the position of Ornelas Hall senator. The whole reason for that is Being at Ornelas Hall, myself, I do see that there's problems. I think the biggest thing I would like to fight for with is quality of life improvements. For example, we have had the elevator broken 3 times in the past month, and a couple of days ago, the door on the 2nd floor was not even working. So, yeah, those are some things I would definitely like to get figured out for everyone, and that would improve the life of the students there, especially because the student population is all first-year students. That is definitely something, besides the RAs, of course. That is something that I think is advantageous because if they have a negative outlook on, you know, the already where they're living, they may already have a negative outlook on their future at this campus, which is something I know none of y'all would definitely want over here. And I know that is something I would not want either. But yeah, that's all I really had to say. Also, I would really like to be working with the on the appropriations committee with student government. I already have worked with them in the past. Pretty familiar with that already, and yeah, I've enjoyed it very much.
Okay, now we're going to be opening up thoughts, comments, questions, or concerns. Oh.
Senator Teotra, you did say you were a CAP student. Do you plan on staying in Tyler or going to UT Austin?
Currently, I'm still planning on going to UT Austin. However, with the limited time I do have here, I still want to make an impact. For example, I'm actually also president of the CAP student organization here at UT Tyler. With that, I know a big thing I've really pushed to change is to make sure that, you know, people don't just, I don't want the CAP students to just come here and seem like we're just trying to take resources and leave. Okay. No. So the whole reason, I know that's a big reason why for this semester I've really pushed with doing a lot of social events that are open to the public. Furthermore, I know 2 of our upcoming events are actually a resume workshop and a writing workshop. The writing workshop is more centered for the CAP students, but the resume workshop is just a general resume workshop that we're going to be doing with career success.
Treasurer Mercado, since you said you want to work with the I can never say my committee, SGAC, what driving questions do you think you might ask a lot of the organizations that we meet with?
Some of the biggest questions with asking the organizations are, one, making sure that they're funding, or not the funding, the number of students they're expecting, where they're getting these you know, numbers from. They're not just pulling them out of their butts or something. We don't, you know, I mean, come on. And furthermore, I think another advantageous question to ask them would just be making sure that the events are actually open to the public and not just, oh, well, it's kind of an event, not really. Yeah. So just making sure that our funding actually is going to the proper places, and, you know, obviously that all the funding is in line with our regulations, and either they are perishables.
Are there any more questions? Seeing none, I'm going to have you follow Chief of Staff Richardson out of the room so we can begin our discussion. Okay, regarding Anthony Hernandez, do we have any questions?
Senator Young, I am a CAP student, so I know Anthony Hernandez pretty well, and I would not be comfortable having him on SGA because at the beginning of the year he did run for CAPSA president and he got nominated, but since then he has done nothing and it's just kind of empty promises. So he made an event that happened in the fall he did not show up. He did not tell anyone that he would. He told everyone he would be there. He did not go. And so me and some of my other friends were kind of scrambling last minute to put this event on. And so kind of it's just been a bunch of like empty promises. And I know a lot of CAP members do not like how he has gone about kind of conducting himself like as a person, and just kind of how he is conducting himself as our president, because he is supposed to be a leader and he really just has not stepped up to that role. So I would personally not feel comfortable electing him.
Senator Campbell, I don't know him at all, but just first glance, kind of the lack of decorum and professionalism. I don't think anybody else in this room has ever said what he said up there, and I just think it's not professional and it's not cool at all. So thank you.
Senator Lubale, actually saddened to hear that, because I was really looking forward to see what changes he would make for O Hall, because those of us who did live at O Hall our freshman year, he is right about the quality of life in O Hall. Me and Senator White roomed together in O Hall our freshman year, and we both got really sick because there was black mold in our vent, especially Senator White. And then eventually I got a really bad sinus infection towards the end of the academic year because there was black mold. There were roaches, no, not in our apartment, but in the hallway that we could see. The community kitchen was always dirty. Roaches in the community kitchen. So yeah, so I know we live like within walking distance from the Met, but sometimes you don't always want to eat the Met, for those of us that know why. So I was interested to see what changes he was going to bring about. So I guess if maybe we could still bring forward these changes, because I don't know. I agree with what he was saying. It being freshmen's first year, they should have a good experience, and O Hall does need to change. So yeah.
Senator Ontiveros, I am an O Hall senator. Before hearing the negative comments, I did want, him to be a senator because there is a lot of problems at O Hall, but maybe not so much anymore. But even though he might be a terrible leader, it's not just gonna be him. So maybe, I don't know. But I do need the help. There is a lot of problems there.
Senator White. So yeah, that's unfortunate to hear. Because O Hall does have a lot of issues, like we've said. I guess my question is there a difference between like maybe being a president and then like maybe an SGA where you're working with somebody and it's more what are the concerns of the students instead of, I guess is what I'm wondering, because I've never been the president of something before, so I don't know how exactly that works.
So, as someone that's done both roles in some capacity, because last semester I was president of an organization and I was senator at the same time, it's two completely different roles. In some ways, being a senator, it's a little bit easier than being a president, because president, you're literally doing everything. And it's a lot just easier, and you guys work together as a team with your co-senators, so that's also what makes it easier. Say someone isn't being up to par, or you have to be out for something. Me and my other two co-senators last year were constantly in communication. We met with our dean. If one of us couldn't be there, if one of us was lacking, we picked up each other's slack. So I do think it's doable, even though he may be not meeting the ideal deals in one other position. I do think that we need to be considerate of that fact. And I did meet with him last week in SGAC. I just want to add this. And he did come for a cap as president. He did come and ask money from SGAC, and he did well to, sorry, he was well communicated, and he did ask so many questions even throughout the whole process. And so I would think that he would be a good fit just based on that one interaction I've had with him.
Senator Arajaga, I had a question too, maybe. So the first question is, because I heard what you said about the difference between being a senator and being a president. Is there anyone, any other senator that he can work with that currently for OHAL? Because I get where she's coming from seeing like witnessing firsthand his, I guess, inefficiency as a president. But I feel like if we had like a co-senator, they could delegate responsibilities. So who? Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah, that's my quick.
Okay, Senator White. So I guess one of my biggest concerns so far is he is a CAP student and we only have like what 4 months left of the semester. And so I guess with that being one of my concerns, he either is gonna stay or he's gonna leave. So if we are willing to give him a shot, and if you're not, that's okay. Whatever. It's cool. But if we are willing to give him a shot and then he does end up staying and he does do well, I mean, it's kind of one of those things where it's like 50-50 chance, I guess. But with my question being answered earlier, how I don't want to say easier because that's not true for everything, but with it being little less complicated, I'll say that. And having somebody there to help just in case there is issues that arise, that does make me feel a little bit better about things. You know, there could be some things we don't know about going on, like home life or something like that, which maybe he didn't go about it the best way, but there could be issues, and maybe giving the chance, we could see how that could go.
Senator Teocha, two things I wanted to address that y'all talked about. One was being a CAP student. I don't think him being a CAP student is a problem because, I mean, the term does end in May, I believe. So, I mean, he's signing on. Another thing I wanted to share is personally, when I came to, I was a CAP student. I didn't know what Tyler was, and my plan was to come here and go to UT Austin. But joining SGA and getting comfortable around here made me like the smaller community and what I can do here versus being in the big city and like a minimal person. So I think giving him that opportunity to be here and experience these 4 months with us can maybe convince him to stay longer, which can increase our, student population. And also he can continue to grow personally like that. Leader, I know he is a freshman and y'all talked about his decorum there. A freshman too, I probably would have done worse than he did. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Um, he's growing and like we can't really blame him for things like that. But being an SGA will teach him the sense of decorum and the standard of what we have here. So it'd also be a personal growth for him too as well. So I don't believe in, writing him off because he failed. I mean, in some people's opinion, as a leader, as a freshman. I mean, being a leader as a freshman is already a big task. So we shouldn't just write him off for that. And rather give him an opportunity to grow and potentially convince him to stay here with us at UT Tyler.
Senator Okafor, I think him being a CAP student shouldn't discourage anyone. A lot of people can get stuff done in 4 months. And I think SGA does bring a lot of things out about a person. And with someone holding someone accountable, they tend to do their work and take care of their responsibilities. And it's possible that you may be wrong about the senator because being a president is different from being a senator. I can attest to that. I've had a lot of leadership roles, and I think SGA would be a good fit for him. He'd get to carry himself more around campus, and I think there are a lot of issues in OHAL. Right, so I do have a little bit of insight to how the facility is run. And I think having another voice, and especially having another senator here to hold him accountable would be a good option for us.
Senator Luwale, kind of Senator Okafor basically said what I was going to say. I hearing both perspectives of his work ethic in the past, yes, that definitely needs to be taken into consideration. But if there But if there is another senator at OHAL who is able to hold him accountable, and I know that kind of sounds ridiculous because you shouldn't have to be babysat, but in the same light, I do agree that if he is able to make any changes and he's willing to make any changes at OHAL because of the quality of life there for first year students, I think we should give him a chance to see what missions he is able to carry out and to see if he does choose to leave and go to UT Austin or if he does choose to stay here. Just making it better for the students that will live at OHAL, for the freshmen that will live there because, we don't know what their home life might be like, and living here on campus might be an escape from whatever reality they might have. So it's our job. We pride ourselves on being a community and being a family here. So if he's able to garner that, I say let's see is what I'm saying. I say let's see. And if he's able to do that, then great. If he's not, then we have another senator who hopefully will be able to pick up where he left off, if that makes sense.
I think there have been a lot of really, really good points made, and I would like to keep seconding the point that just because he's a cap student and I don't know when he's headed off, but if he is gone at the end of the semester, we're all up for re-election at the end of the semester. All of us may not be here next semester, anyways. So it's really just up to that. And I'm gonna clarify before I say my next thing because I feel like this one might be a little more complicated than the last few. Advisor Neves. Senators that have not been sworn in yet cannot vote, correct? Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, well, in that case, cool. But yes. Senators that were voted in, y'all have not been sworn in yet, but y'all can vote. We will swear you all y'all in together after we finish up the special elections. But I would like to entertain a motion to vote on the Ornelas Hall Senator.
Okay, we're gonna move on to voting. I entertain a motion to vote Anthony Hernandez for Ornelas Hall Senator. Okay, all those approved, please raise your hand. Okay, please put your hands down. All those opposed, please raise your hand. Thank you. Are there any abstentions? Thank you. Seeing that pass, whenever he comes in, please clap your hands. No, please stand wherever. Congratulations, you're a new Ornelas Hall Senator. I entertain a motion to close Senator Special Elections. Okay. I entertain a motion to open swear-ins for the new senators. Okay, let me pull that out. Okay, all of the new senators who were elected today, please stand. Thank you. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I insert name. Do solemnly swear that I shall faithfully represent the interests of the student body of the University of Texas at Tyler. I shall dutifully uphold and preserve the Constitution and bylaws of the Student Government Association while ardently executing the office of, and then the position you were voted for. For the student body at the University of Texas at Tyler. Thank you so much and congratulations. All right, I entertain a motion to talk about, oh, I apologize. I entertain a motion to close Senator Special Elections and swear-ins. Thank you for catching that. I entertain a motion to discuss constituency tabling, presentation, and discussion.
Okay, it's on. Chief of Staff Richardson, apologies earlier for jumping the gun. I was too excited to talk about this because this is an awesome opportunity for you guys. As previously mentioned, the guidelines for this will be published by email soon. Basically, the idea is that you guys will be given some money each semester to go out and actually interface with your student body, with your constituents, and be a physical face for them to come and talk to for a set time in the semester. You can do this once, you can do this twice. Each constituency or group of senators will be given $150 per semester. That's subject to change in future semesters. That's just where we're starting right now. You guys will have to bring an itemized list to one of our e-board meetings, which are held on Wednesdays. You can ask one of us exactly where we're having that. That may change just a little bit depending on the week, but usually it's pretty consistent. Make sure that it's got stuff that we will not say is too crazy, like, I don't know, bounce house is probably a little over the top. But again, within the $150, you guys will just present that list to us. We'll approve it. It can have both perishable and non-perishable items. If there is anything non-perishable, it will be given back to us afterwards so that it can be reused in later versions of this exact same event. So anything perishable, again, can be used. Like if you get hot chocolate or something like that for a winter event, that's totally fine. Can be used up and then it's done after that. That's mostly it. If there's anything any of the e-board members want to add on.
There will be a form once we get the bylaws all finished up. There will be a form where y'all will request to come to an e-board meeting. And then from there, we'll give you a time, you would state your case, and then we would say yay, nay, or conditions. I'm going to call that.
Thank you, Treasurer Marcato. That pretty much summarizes the entire event. Is there any questions any of you guys have for me or for anybody on the e-board to answer?
Senator Young. So I'm the freshman center, and since it's just me, will I be doing the table by myself, or is it okay if I get another freshman, say like an O Hall, or if there's any other major to come to the table with me?
So when we came up with this idea, it would have been just the senator in their constituencies. So in your case, it would just be you. Now, for okay, for say education psych, it would just be the two education psychs. So
Something that we did kind of discuss is possibly having someone like, for example, in College of Nursing, if some of the nursing staff or faculty wanted to join you at the table, or you wanted to like present some type of resource. So, like for example, freshmen on campus, y'all might be looking for a job. Maybe you want to have someone from career success tabling with you. For those things that aren't really like a major, you can make it more just, hey, here's something that I think you should know. Seniors, for example, perhaps have stuff about the grad fair or really who you might need to be reaching out to as you're kind of on your way out. Um, but it'll be kind of like open to like if you just bring it to us, we'll be able to work with you on any ideas or whatnot.
Senator White, I just wanted to kind of ask this question and clarify. As far as like for the housing senators go, there's several of us, and although we are all housing senators, we do have different places. We would be grouped together, correct? No?
It would be by your constituency. So, for example, if you are a Liberty Landing senator, it'll be Liberty Landing senators together, or nursing, like so the College of Nursing, College of Engineering, Liberty Landing, Victory Village. So they're each separate.
Senator Lopez, I'm glad that you mentioned the seniors in your discussion earlier. I was wondering if two senators were interested in collabing, because I've been discussing with Senator Uzak about potential collab between the senior tabling with the graduate tabling in case there are any seniors who are planning to go to graduate school here. That way I could direct them to Senator Uzak so they can talk to him and ask any questions, or if I don't know how many graduate senators we have. So if he has a faculty member, a representative from grad school as well with him, they can help the senior with like anything. So if we wanted to like table together, would that be one form that we would submit together, or would we each individually present our form?
y'all are asking great questions that we didn't even think about. So it's a great thing that we have this meeting. But what we just discussed is that would work. We would just share the cost evenly. So it'd be like the way SGAC does it with two organizations. They share the cost equally after their extra money, but we don't have extra money because we're giving away all the money that we already have. So
This is a very new program that we're trying to put together. So like all these questions will definitely be taken into consideration whenever we're building the rules. And like it may make some things like a little stricter, or it may make some things that like we're like, oh, this was a really good idea. Maybe it's not anymore after some of y'all's questions. So these questions are very important. Thank you.
And I will make a note about the e-board meeting specifically. When you present your idea, the e-board will happily discuss with you any changes that need to be made or any ideas that you have that are like brand new and you want to do something special. Please ask us, because we'll go back and forth with it and we'll make changes, because we do have the final say on how this is spent for the moment. So that's how that'll go. So please bring forward ideas if you have them.
Senator Okafor, I was just wondering, going about our budget, would it be kind of like SGAC where you guys are responsible for like grabbing the items and stuff like that?
to clarify, yes, it will be exactly like SDAC. And part of the reason you guys have to come to us is because just forgot your last name. Romero, Vice President Romero has to put in the event in the Student Engage, and I have to send y'all spreadsheet to Student Engagement. So it kind of, the reason why we make y'all go to eBoard is because we all have to figure out, okay, how is this going to work? This person needs to be on this day with this many tables and they need these items. So it's kind of like a big, huge collab, if that makes sense.
Senator Lopez again, and you guys mentioned presenting a list and we would split the funds between us like as if we were doing SGAC, which I've have experience like doing that for organizations. And so my question is, would you want us to present a single list or a split list so that to figure out the split price? Or how exactly would that decision be made?
So y'all would do one list during y'all's request, one list with one itemized list. And then what we do is we just split it down the middle completely, because student engagement won't just order these items for this. It's like, I give them a list and I'm just like, okay, we got 2 orgs, take away the 300, which we don't have in this case, but I take away the 300 and I say, okay, split down the middle, the difference. So I just split it down the middle completely.
I don't know if we mentioned, did we mention the non-perishables? So anything that's like reusable, if, for example, like y'all have like a bunch of extra cups at the end of your thing, they'll go back to us. And then that's something that, like, let's say someone else needs cups down the line. That's like something that we could use for that. But yeah, we will provide the tablecloth and everything. So, you know, y'all can look good at your little table. Yeah.
Senator Okafor, I don't know if you mentioned how many times are we able to table a semester, or is it just once?
As much as you want, as long as you have the money allocated. So it's 150 per semester. So say you use up your 150 in one go, well, that's all your money.
That's all your money, but that's not to say you can't table. So not everything needs to be like a paid event. You can just, if you just want to go out there and sit there and talk. But like if you want to take them donuts and you've already used up your 150, I'm sorry.
I'll say the entire point of this again is so we can put it on Student Engage so that people know about it, so it's advertised online, and so we can provide you with funds, because this is starting from the ground up. We don't have any resources stocked up with like cups and stuff like that all ready to go. So that's why we're providing this funding. But if you would like to table and you just got some free time and you would like to do that and it's not going to be a huge cost, please go for it. Interface with your students as much as you can. You guys are senators, that is your job. So please, please, please. Also, one thing I wanted to mention on top of everything else here, we set the deadline for 3 weeks before a meeting, please. That way we have time to kind of figure out what would be available, what's good for everything. And so we can actually discuss all this stuff appropriately. It also gives us time for Engage, because their deadline is 2 weeks. So that gives us a week to actually make sure everything is good to go. So that's just ahead of time from the actual event. So.
Okay, sorry. Senator Luvale, I had a question for those of us senators who are senators over like housing facilities. If we want to have a tabling event, could we have it in like the clubhouse of our housing facility? Okay, okay, wanted to make sure.
In that case, we would just contact say it's Liberty Landing, we would contact Liberty Landing, say, hey, we need a time for your clubhouse, and then we'll work with them, because theirs is slightly different than on campus.
Yeah, absolutely. Try and have it wherever you know you'll get the most visibility from students, because that's where we're aiming for, is to get you guys out there, let people know who you are, what your face looks like, so they can talk to you if they have questions. You know what I'm saying? Put a face to the name, because most people don't know that we exist. I think that's a problem, and it was mentioned in some of our candidate speeches even today. So that's what we're trying to push for. Cool.
Senator Andrews. So I'm the senator for the College of Psychology. A lot of my constituents have their classes like really spread out or have none in the BEP building. I know I've taken one class in the BEP building that got moved very, very quickly to the bottom floor of the nursing building. So what should we do if we're not really sure where our classes or our constituents would be concentrated?
So obviously, ideally, like we want y'all like in y'all's colleges. I reference nursing here just because that's what I know best. Like nursing is obviously it's a hub. We're all there. It works out great for us. But for example, psychology or even like the freshmen, or really any of the class level senators, where do you go? That's something that like we'll likely, you can like discuss with us. We'll kind of leave it open to where you want to go. The UC would be a great option. Obviously, we get a lot of traffic through there. Yeah.
Communicate with y'all's deans too. Highly suggested, because I know Education Psych's dean, when I was Senator of Education Psych, he wanted to do this all year last year, and we just never were able to get it. So when the idea came about again, I was like, oh yeah, we can do this. We got this. So
Can I just turn it off real quick? I do want to add in, this is an opportunity for you to talk to your fellow constituents and to be able to express their directly from the source comments, questions, concerns they have about their college and who you really represent as a senator, to have that true voice out there. I do ask, or I highly encourage that you think creatively. It doesn't necessarily have to be strict tabling, sit down, come talk with me. You can have creative freedom with it. You think creatively out of the box. We did give y'all the $150 fund, so then y'all could think creatively and be able to have that. And regarding like, I don't know where my fellow constituents would be mostly, take advantage of common areas we have around the university. So like the university center, there's people there all the time coming in and out, and I just want y'all to take advantage of university resources as well.
or even Harvey Deck, that just came into mind. It's outside, it's beautiful. A lot of people pass by it. So
Senator White, I just want to add on to that as somebody who does work at the info desk at the University Center. And I'm also a pre-nursing student, and I have a psychology minor finishing it this semester. There is a ton of students that come through the University Center, a lot, all the time. And like, for example, nursing students, they have their, I don't know exactly what they're called, but they have their little gatherings in the theater and they all gather around there. And so that could be a good idea. And for like psychology, yeah, there's not like a set place specifically for that. And I think the UC would be like a good idea for that, because there's a lot of students coming through that, you know, might potentially be psychology majors.
I will also make a small note. If you don't have a specific place you can go, but you know where a lot of students can be grouped up in a few different places, you're allowed to have more than one event, as we discussed. So if it's like, well, I know that there's some classes in this area and there's some classes in this area where we are concentrated, you can hit them up if you have the free time. So please, if you can. Anybody else? For hands, I'm right in the middle. It's kind of hard. Okay. I entertain discussion on the Constitution tabling presentation and discussion.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna move on to, oh, right. I apologize again. Is there anything else for new business?
Senator Lopez, I motion to open a discussion on issues on communicating or getting communication back with departments on campus. And the reason why I kind of want to open a discussion to see if there's any way we can resolve or at least help communication work better on campus is because I was speaking with one of my constituents. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay, I was told it didn't need to be seconded, but I wasn't sure. Okay, I apologize. So I was speaking with one of my constituents the couple weeks earlier, and they told me that when they had filed last semester in the SARS office to get accommodations for their dyslexia, and they weren't informed at all, because when they went to go check up on that this semester, they found out that their paperwork wasn't filed at all to begin the process for these accommodations. And so I was wondering, is there a way we can make communications or where issues within departments? Because I've heard similar things from other people I've spoken to. Like another individual I spoke to had mentioned that they weren't informed about issues with their housing until a month before they were supposed to move in. And so I was wondering, is there anything we can do to hopefully improve communications to our students? or if there has been similar issues elsewhere, or if this is just maybe just one-off things that I've been told by other people.
So regarding the SAR office, I will say that I know that we just helped with interviews for a new director. So maybe there was some confusion at some point. Who knows? A million things could happen. We would encourage if there is any confusion regarding accommodations to email SAR, and if they don't get back to you, to email.
It's good practice to always follow back up. So it's always good to reply back to the original, and if not, change it. So in this case, it would be.
So if it's a good thing to do follow-up emails, if they do not answer, then you would go to the chain of command, and in this case, it would be the dean of students, which no. It's Dean Petit. Any other questions, concerns regarding this topic? Motion.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Is there anything else for new business?
Senator White, I'm so sorry, but y'all are gonna hate me for this. I motion to open discussion on parking. Okay, so I unfortunately do not have the, never thought I'd say this, luxury of walking on campus or being able to walk to my classes. I live at Omen Hill, and as a lot of you know, we do have to drive. Here recently, I'll use today as an example. We had the freshman classes or somewhere from high schools that were touring. And the buses alone took up so much parking spots that basically the students that have to drive on campus, we had half the amount of parking. And with there's also, for example, at the library, there's like 8 spots taken out of that too for construction. And it's like that around campus a lot. Is there somebody we can talk to about that? I know this gets brought up all the time, but I mean, it's getting a little frustrating.
Senator Barnes, is there a place that we're directing the buses to go, like the guest parking lot?
Senator Young, so the reason all those buses were on campus is because elementary school kids came to see a performance at the Cowan Center, Dog Man the musical. But I mean, it's something you might just have to put up with 1 or 2 days, because I know it happened last year, but I mean, we can't change the whole school kind of, because we are kind of landlocked just where we are if we do not want to kind of expand. I'm just like as annoyed as the next guy, but it's like 1 or 2 days, maybe like for a few months. So I think it's just kind of something you have to put up with.
Secretary Page, any major parking closures will be communicated by our parking department. We'll get an email, and like I'm not gonna lie, I don't know the parking lot numbers very well, but I really learn them whenever I get that email. I'm like, oh, please don't be the nursing building. Just watch out for those mainly. Other than that, parking has really improved with the new lot. And the increased enforcement with the plate readers has really helped as well. But I did see somebody back here. I don't know. Okay.
Senator Luwale, I'm gonna make this quick. I No, I think this was sent out last semester, but the street that separates the Foundry or Varsity View from RBS and RBN. I know everybody used to parallel park there for parking, and usually it's busiest Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because that's when there's chem lecture, bio lecture, physics lecture. Like all the lectures are usually on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I have classes that are going to be over there. I have like the 7-week course thing, and they start I think at like 10 a.m. So everybody and their mama is there. So where do I park? Because you can't park in the Foundry in front of the clubhouse because those are filled because there's students who also have classes that like kind of rolled over from the RBS parking lot. So I'm like, is there a way that we can maybe say, hey, no, y'all can parallel park, or I don't know, something?
So varsity was you can no longer parallel park on varsity. It was unsafe for people crossing from Varsity View, the Foundry, to like the engineering building, the College of Arts and Science. You couldn't really see whenever people were coming across because there's cars on both sides. It's very tight going through there. Everybody's in a rush. Y'all know how it is whenever you're trying to get there last minute. It's not. It wasn't great. So you can no longer park on varsity. So any of the lots here on campus are really the only options.
I did want to clarify that wasn't us rule, that was a city rule, by the way.
I will say I have had classes that are like during peak times, in like where I had to park or in like the RBS because I had like first like further away.
No.
Oh, I thought you were like telling me I was too close to the mic. Um, I had classes that were further away, so honestly, it sucks. But like getting there an hour early, that's pretty mandatory with those classes on Monday, Wednesday, basically any day during the week, especially at those peak times. I'd say just get early because parking has gotten a lot better, I'd say.
Okay, so Senator White, I guess my main issue is I constantly check my email, and I don't know if it's just because it's early in the semester or what. I have not gotten or really received a whole lot of anything about parking lots being used or blocked off this semester. I the only thing that I remember seeing is saying the grace period about the tickets. So I guess for me, my main frustration is I understand I have to get to class early. I already do. But there'll be times that like for the nursing parking lot, they'll have like 8 spaces blocked off and there's no reason. Like there's nothing there the entire day. And it's like that a lot in a lot of places, especially nursing parking lot and the pharmacy and the library parking lot. Um, I have classes there Tuesday and Wednesdays, and I've gotten to the point where I don't even attempt to park in the parking lot anymore. I just find somewhere else on campus and walk half mile if I have to, because there's just no point. But is there something we can do to increase the messages or something, like to let us know more in advance, or like maybe more than the night before?
We could look at bringing someone out to speak, like to represent the parking. I'm just gonna say the parking department. And we can like kind of address those concerns about like notice. Because I'd agree that like some of like the smaller events where it's like maybe like 8 to 10 spaces, that doesn't really get pushed out. Really, only the ones that are like the whole lot closed sometimes. Other than that, yeah, I entertain a motion to close discussion.
All right, is there anything else for new business? Seeing none, we're gonna move on to advisor comments.
All right.
I apologize. I entertain a motion to close new business.
All right. So, okay, making sure. A lot of great discussion today. I'm going to kind of go in reverse order since it's fresh on my mind. So Assistant Chief, Bradley Sanford would be I think, best point of contact, to come in and talk about parking. There were some changes that were made at break regarding the administration of parking and how that's handled. And so it's good to hear the pros and cons. I think there's always room for improvement. And so I think the communication, that's a quick fix. And so it will go out to Patriot emails if it's not already. And then going back to the other concern, anytime a department, especially a department that provides services to students, if a student doesn't hear back, it's always good and customary to follow back up in writing from your Patriot email, not from Gmails or Hotmails. It's always best to use your Patriot email. And if you don't hear back, that's when you would want to reach out. Dean Petit or I are always happy to help students. And so if you don't know who to contact, or you're not sure if you're getting a proper response, ask us, and we'd be more than happy to provide some advice on that. The student voice reports, phenomenal. I kudos on going out and giving some really good feedback on what's happening on the in each respective colleges. Some really good concerns. That is what y'all need to be discussing. And based on those concerns, and if action is needed, that's where y'all need to figure out, either call people in, or the e-board will have those conversations with Dr. Philly or the respective heads of where the problems lie, so that way they could be solved properly. If you are not on a committee, it is important that you are on a committee, and based on the report from SGAC, that is a committee that I would like as ample representation. That is a very important committee, since y'all provide funding to student organizations. And then I love the constituency tabling idea. I think it's a great way for y'all to get exposure. With the elections coming up mid-semester, it's a great way to also get students to sign up, even if it means they may steal your seat. It's still a great way to continue to remind the campus that student government represents the entire university. It does not replace your responsibility for meeting with the head of constituency. That is in the Constitution, and you are required to still conduct those meetings. So the tabling does not replace that. And that's everything else. Keep up the good work. And then at the end, I need to quickly chat with Eliza, Mondo, and y'all too. And that'll be it.
Okay, we're gonna move on to, oh. All right, we're gonna move on to announcements.
Okay, there we go. Okay. Well, first announcement, if you're in the communications committee, or you're interested in being in the communications committee, come talk to me after we adjourn. Other than that, there is a professional photo booth on the third floor of the UC. I recommend going and checking that out. It's good to have a professional headshot, and if you already do, wonderful. I may be reaching out to some of y'all soon for our Instagram. So, a little teaser, but yeah.
If you're interested in SGAC, I will be sending out a message right after this meeting to join our group chat. So please consider it Thursday afternoons, starting at 4 p.m. on Zoom. We try to only go an hour. It just depends on how the conversations last, I promise. Another big thing, the
big event.
The big event, check your emails. That is a required event for SGA. So sign up.
Right.
You can put multiple, for the big event, you can actually, when you sign up, you can put multiple organizations on. It's okay. As long as you're there and you have your SGA shirt, that is, yeah.
piggybacking off of that, I will be sending more information about the big event tomorrow as well. And just want to say more for announcements. Thank you for being so patient with me. Thank you to eBoard for keeping me accountable, keeping this running. Due to technical difficulties, our presentation was not working, so please keep an eye out in your email for that. We will be sending that out soon. And if you have any more questions about what your tabling can look like or what the event can look like, please talk to me, any of the other eBoard members. Keep an eye out on the SGA group me for tomorrow for more information about midnight breakfast, big event, and events committee information. I just want to say again, ESC is having a collaborative event with TJC for Arbor Day on the 31st from 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. If anyone wants to sign up, please contact me or Macy and we will get y'all set up. If you are not in the group me for SGA new senators, especially, please talk to me afterwards and I will add you into the group me. And also new senators, more information about senator orientation will be sent out to you soon. Thank y'all. All right. More information for next week's meeting will be sent out soon. All right. I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Vice President Romero, round of applause. You did amazing tonight. Why am I putting that in the